First tips question of the day, sponsored by Tire Depot. Potholes. Now you got the snow melting. Don't wait until winter weather hits before you get new tires. Worn or uneven treads in the winter can quickly lead to unsafe driving conditions. Central Connecticut's #1 tire source with some friendly and expert service. Like you get a flat tire, you go back. Tony and his crew going to fix it, get you right back on the road for free. So go see Tony Perrone at Tire Depot. Cooper Tires, Michelin, BF Goodrich, Hankook, and more, always available to you just off Route 6 in Bristol behind Bedding Barn, or go online and see a lot of their specials at TireDepotCT.com. What's the highest dive any of us have ever done in our lifetime?
Wow. So you were talking about this yesterday with your cruise ships. How high was that?
I'm going to say 100 feet at least.
These crazy acrobats.
While it's going 20 knots in the ocean.
No, thank you. I've always not really been scared of heights, but I'm scared of falling from these heights and like the dive. And speaking of, Yukon women swimming and diving, Yukon men's and women's swimming and diving, or Big East, like those dives, those Olympic dives, I've done what was considered a high dive in like the high school or like small college high dive. Dude, that's scary as all get out. Like it takes a while to get down there, and once you finally hit the water, that hurts. Like that can really knock you out. And all the time, like when my buddies, and never kids, never dive into the water unless you know exactly what you're diving into, how deep it is, if there's any rocks. But the dummies that jump off of like bridges and stuff like that, knowing they're going to be safe, you're psychopaths to me. You're insane. I would say that high dive I told you about in like the college, and if you watch the Olympics, it would be the lowest of the high dives. That's the furthest I dive. Kurt, you look like you were ready to say something. I do not look at Kurt and think diver. I'm just going to say that. No offense. And I don't think anyone else does. But go ahead. I'm really...
No, you're correct.
Okay.
I have an irrational thing with heights.
What do you mean irrational?
I fear. I get up there and...
you got phobia.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, I got to slow everything down if I'm working on something and I'm up there.
Have you ever been to the top story of this building? It's only 9 or 10.
No.
Yeah, my wife was freaked out. We were at the 30th story in our hotel in Miami. She wouldn't go near the window.
Really?
She wouldn't go on the balcony on the ship, by the way. I didn't dive. I jumped. You know where this is, Kurt, in New Britain, the Wassel Reservoir.
Ooh.
I jumped. It might have been 40 feet.
Wow.
Gutsy, but I went feet first.
Yeah.
I would never dive that far.
Like needle dive, like feet first needle?
I was probably moving my legs like a knucklehead. Everybody, there might have been a little drinking involved. But
have you seen what they do when they do some of these bridge divings and stuff like that? They'll have another jet of water to break the surface tension.
What?
So you're shooting at the target of where this person wants to land in order to break up the surface tension of the water.
Really?
So the Olympics is 33 feet high.
No.
And it's 10 meters, right?
I don't want it.
And that's what Kurt's talking about. So they've got like a stream of water so they know how to judge the distance and make sure, because they're so close to it. I remember, was it Greg Louganis hit his forehead on the board,
but on the rotation.
But I think that was a springboard, was it not?
Yes, that was springboard.
Yeah.
So,
he cut himself up.
He hit a platform as well. I think we've had a couple of these for Greg Louganis. I don't think it was just a one-off. I think he's done it a couple of times.
That's scary. And then he came back and he dove again. But listen. what is it? Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. He does the. What's the name of the dive?
Triple Lindy.
The Triple Lindy. Yes,
it's just insane.
I should think of that if I get into these moments. If Rodney Dangerfield can do it, I can.
I could say the highest dive I ever did, which kids do not ever attempt this. My parents had an in-ground pool, and I dove off the slide into.
Oh, you are crazy, dude!
I know. And there's some concrete involved and stuff, but my brothers and I were crazy.
I'm lucky, man.
Don't ever do that,
I'm
kids.
lucky. I just dove off a boat once and did not know I was diving into a sandbar. Luckily, I dove out instead of down. Dude, I might not be here today.
John, I had a good friend growing up that broke his neck diving into like 4 feet of water.
Know what you're diving into.
No, exactly. It's got to be deep and safe.
These kids at the Big East dive, they're daredevils almost.
They are.
They've divers are daredevils.
They've practiced it thousands.
They know what
of times.
they're doing.
They know what they're doing. We do not.
No.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk some spring training, injuries, and some pitchers getting lit up.